This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
This job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers.
You're always this stupid. It is you take lessons. Just calm down.
Oh, fuck you!
You can't handle the truth.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
In other words, be nice, asshole.
So then all of a sudden, the quality of the product started to go downhill.
Yeah.
Right? There were a couple things about this. They ran out of space to store this shit, and stuff would be sitting outside for months. So people would get stuff, and they would be wet, they would be moldy.
Ew.
You'd put them on and they would like fall apart like wet tissue paper.
Yeah.
Right? They were awful. Horrible quality problems. Plus, they've been sitting in the sun.
Yeah.
So when it unfolded,
Different
there's
shades.
like a different shade where the fold was.
Yeah.
Right? So people were starting to complain.
Probably had bugs in it and mouse poo and stuff. And,
Oh, yeah. And these salespeople were getting upset because they're like, this is my reputation.
Right.
I'm going out here selling this shit and it's crap.
Right.
What is going on? Like, yeah. So that started to get hairy. They claim, it was just a small amount. And really, this was just the internet, making a mountain out of a molehill. It's like, okay, I don't think the number of people that are complaining about this, I really don't think is a mountain out of a molehill. Okay.
I think if anybody who's listening to this sold and or wore LuLaRoe, they should send us a message so that we can see if you noticed a progression in like the quality of product you had, like what you were buying or what you were trying to sell.
And they really did. What's funny to me is when you watch their response to the criticism online, they get very childish. Mark in particular is like complaining about these people who are complaining. Because basically they're saying these patterns are gross and this is stale. We don't understand, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you think our stuff is stale? It's not. You're stale. He actually said that. Like a 5, like, no.
My name's Rubber. Your name's Glue.
Yeah. Like he just turned into a fucking child. Now, at this point, it really starts to dawn on people that they're spending more time away from their family and spending a ton of money and not getting it back in an oversaturated market. And if people complained, they were suspended. And in order to get
How you want to suspend me from a pyramid job?
Thank you.
Get the
In
fuck
order
outta
to
here.
get access to your, because they'd lock you out of all your shit. In order to get access back, you would have to go out to California and basically grovel to Mark and Deanne to beg for your business back.
But they still had, like, their shipment in their home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, fuck you then. I'm going to sell it and keep all the fucking money. Bye, Mark. Bye, Leanne.
Yeah. So then a Facebook group was created called LuLaRoe Defective, and it blew up.
Yeah.
It was people coming together and sharing their really shitty experiences with LuLaRoe and trying to figure out what to do. And they slowly started to realize, oh, this isn't just me.
Yeah.
Because, when you're in the cult, you don't know if everybody is feeling the same way
Right.
you are.
Right.
Eventually.
So, was this sellers and consumers or just consumers or?
Mostly this was actually retailers.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, they had like 80,000 or 90,000
Retailers.
Yeah.
And
need that
all
many-
as independent.
Yeah. How many people need leggings?
Right. I mean, I
Serious.
have like 4 pairs max, so...
Yeah.
But I'm not a big, but I guess there's some people out there
That live in them.
because I'll tell you, when I go to the gym, there's a couple of girls in there that they always have really pretty leggings on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always different. Like this one chick scares me. If she was, excuse me, sir, I don't want any problems. Like she's all muscly.
Yeah.
But she has she has some really nice, I don't know what kind they are. I'm not going to get that close. I'm not going to go up and ask her, of course. But she has like some really nice leggings,
Yeah.
And then there's a couple that have some, probably like Walmart ones or whatever. But I don't know what kind of leggings. This lady has nice ass leggings.
Right. But then you have the ladies who are just like, that's their entire wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like, they don't own anything else except.
Yeah.
Yoga pants
And I'm not judging them. I'm just not
Right.
that person.
Right.
Like,
No, yeah.
I'm just not a leggings person. But then there were 2 things that really kind of kicked off the problems here. One is, in order to get away from being called a pyramid scheme,
Mm-hmm.
they changed the bonus structure to where you got less of a bonus for signing people up. Well, these consultants, their bonus checks were cut in half immediately.
Yeah.
because it's a pyramid scheme.
Right.
They weren't making a lot of money on selling. They were making on recruiting.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Is the way it is. But they did, this I think is interesting. They did implement 100% buyback policy, which helped people that were on the fence about spending so much money to join. They felt they could get their money back. And in the email where they rolled out this policy, they specifically said that this policy has no expiration date. Okay, fine. The problem is, at that point, so many people reached out to them. In just a few months, they had over $100 million in buybacks.
Wow.
Of shit that they couldn't sell.
Right.
So on September 17th, 2017, they changed the buyback and told them, oh, it's ending. You can't get refunds anymore. And if you could, you had to jump through tons of hoops. So one woman that had signed up a whole bunch of people, they were all calling her, bawling. I have $30,000 of inventory. I can't sell. I'm going to lose my house. My house is about to be foreclosed on if I don't get this fucking money back. And I can't sell this shit. I did this because I thought I could get a full refund. What the fuck? And like,
yeah,
they're crying to their upline, you know, and they were like, we don't know. Their upline was like, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to tell them.
Yeah.
We didn't know this policy was changing either. They just
did it.
So this whole situation really went viral. And this is also a moment where a lot of those people in the upline that were being complained to, they realized that this was predatory.
Yeah.
And they felt bad. One lady was like, my goal when I left was to get 75 women out because that's how many women I signed up under me. And that's how she kind of felt she needed to like balance the scale.
She made her own little Schindler's List.
Yeah, pretty much. And over the years, she's gotten thousands of people out.
Good.
Oh my God.
Thousands upon
That's
thousands.
a shame that you have to go to that extreme over some leggings.
The thought that you are helping people literally escape.
It
is a cult.
A pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a business. That's a cult.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like on that show, Escaping Polygamy. I'm telling you.
There you
Same
go.
thing.
So they got sued for breach of contract. In November 2018, there was also another lawsuit by a company called My Dyer. And My Dyer was the manufacturer, and they claimed that Mark and Deanne ordered a whole bunch of product from them, knowing at the time that they weren't going to be able to pay for it, and therefore entered the agreement in bad faith.
Yeah.
Right? I think that lawsuit has been settled. But one of the things they pointed out in it is they believed that Mark and Deanne were hiding money in LLCs so that when they get sued, it's hidden and those assets are protected.
Gotcha.
Right? That's their accusation. Now, the state of Washington actually brought a lawsuit claiming that LuLaRoe was operating a pyramid scheme. There are certain rules of what qualifies as a pyramid scheme, which I think this is kind of interesting as far as from, I don't know if this is nationally or if this is just Washington, but the way that they explain it is if you have at least 10 unique customers every month that aren't you selling to another consultant or whatever, you don't order more product until you have sold at least 70% of what you have on hand. Yeah, so they were like, these, you're not hitting these things. Like, you are a pyramid scheme. Like, they pretty much made them. Oh, now let's back up. Before all this, that's why I was missing this email. So, one of the things that's interesting about Deanne is her mother wrote a book back in the I gotta find this. Hold on one second. Before everybody started figuring out that this was fucking weird. At a certain point, they really started coming at you with trying to control your entire life. Every Tuesday, Mark and Deanne would have live video streams and would give basically like cult pep talks to the faithful. Deanne at a certain point got the gastric sleeve. This rich ass woman went to Tijuana.
Oh, but let me tell you though, you can go. So my friend Kim, she went down there, to some, and it's like a resort, and and it's like, I forget how much Kim paid, but she did like, they pick you up from the hotel, from the airport, and you go and you have your surgery, and then you recover and recuperate, and it's like massages.
Oh,
and
no. That's not what
like,
this was. No.
Hers was like a whole week at
no.
like a resort where they did this.
No. This was...
Oh, Lord, she went to a doctor by the donkey show?
She pushed all of the people that were consultants to, she was like, I think we brought like 18 people down at one point. She would tell all these women, oh, you need to get it too. Like, first of all, that's fucking rude. Secondly, she's like, we would load them up in a van and drive them down to Tijuana, and then they would just fly home.
Fuck you. I am not letting some dude in the back of a taco shop.
Pretty much.
Tijuana.
That's what she did. And I mean, they claim later that they never encouraged this. Yes, they fucking did. Of course they did. Right?
That's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. And then she started really, like, her and Mark really started pushing Mormonism.
Okay.
Pushing that. And she would also say things like, get your life assistant or your nanny to handle the things that don't make you money so you can focus on the things that make you money. Your life assistant?
What's a life assistant?
I have no idea.
Somebody
Apparently
who pulls the plug.
Apparently this is a rich person thing.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
A life assistant.
Now one lady actually decided to get gastric surgery, but she got it done here in the US and she got the balloon.
Okay.
And it nearly killed her.
Yeah.
And Deanne said to her, oh, see, you should have come down to Tijuana. So when can we get you scheduled?
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, at one point, she starts giving little pep talks about her mom, because apparently her mother wrote a book back in like the 70s. So Deanne would actually use this book in trainings that... Okay.
My mom was very strong, and she raised a lot of strong children. I speak a lot about her because I think she was misunderstood. In the 60s and 70s, it was a hard time. People didn't know what the roles were. You know, you've got women who went from blue to beaver, and she always had an apron on. Hurry up, boy, you're gonna be late for school. And then it just changed, and I wish I could remember what happened in the 70s. I don't know. Who writes for women to have women's rights?
Maureen started off with Deanne's mom, wrote this book called The Secret Power of Femininity, The Art of Attracting, Winning, and Keeping the Right Man for You. Stand before a mirror in the privacy of your room and say to yourself, I'm just a helpless woman at the mercy of you, big, strong men. Stamp your feet daintily, saucily, and shake your curls, as much as to say, I am furious, but what can a little girl like me do with a big, strong man like you?
Deanne used her mother's book as an example and taught trainings out of it. The way she taught it was almost like how to use your special parts to get your husband to do what you wanted to.
She actually said that once. I was like, oh god.
Deanne said something to the effect of, all you have to do as a woman is just get on your knees for 5 minutes a day and please your husband, and then your husband will let you buy whatever you want.
No, we
And I
won't.
thought, well, that's very unprofessional advice.
Just a little unprofessional. Y'all should see Tanya's face right now.
Wow. Apparently, I'm going about life all wrong.
That's probably why I can't keep a man or get one. I'm just gonna stomp my feet daintily and shake my curls.
You know what? You know what Mike would say to me if I did that? If I was just like stamped my feet and
He'd be like,
shook
what the
my
fuck is
hair,
wrong
he'd be
with
like,
you?
"Are you having a seizure?
Right.
Do I need to call 911?"
Right.
Laura's had a
You ain't know
stroke.
what's wrong with your mom?
My wife is stomping her foot daintily. I think she's having a stroke. Can you send an
Aliens
ambulance?
taking over my wife's body.
So wait, so she was communicating that to women as that's how they should behave,
Mm-hmm.
not how they shouldn't behave, but how they should behave to keep their husbands happy.
Uh-huh. Because ultimately, and here's the thing that the people in the super high up finally learned, okay? They finally figured out that at a certain point, Mark and Deanne were pushing to them, oh, you need to build this business up and then you need to retire your husband. And what they meant by that was, after you've done all the work and made it successful, turn it over to your husband. And then he can handle it from there.
Why the fuck would a man want to sell leggings?
Well, there is a couple in here that did it together, and they did it by sheer accident.
Okay.
It was really funny.
Okay.
She got her startup package, and she was like out of town or something. And her husband did a lot of like Facebook Lives.
Sure.
They had a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
right? Okay, fine. She was like, just open them up and show them to everybody as like a joke.
Yeah.
Right? And he started doing it, and then other LuLaRoe consultants saw him, and he would hold something up and be like, I don't know what this is or how much it costs. And these women were messaging him on Facebook Live saying, oh, that costs this. So then he started just selling it, like on the video. By the end of this few hour long video of him just being a total doofus, but it was really entertaining and funny, he sold every single thing that she had gotten from the entire startup package in one night, doing one video. So going forward, they did it with him just kind of being a goofy dude who didn't know nothing about it.
Right.
Right? And it worked. It worked for them to sell like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, fine. But it was her business. She did all the work, and Mark and Deanne would introduce them to people as, well, this is Paul, and this is Paul's wife. Like, she doesn't have a name, even though she's the person who built this business. But they really did want you to build it up and then give it to your man. But it was also sinister. Part of it was the Mormon thing, but also part of it was now both people in the marriage are dependent on LuLaRoe.
Yeah.
It's harder to leave.
Well, what if you're a spinster like me and you know?
Oh, they would not. They want you to get married like right away.
Oh, give me a little leggings, man.
Yeah.
Give me my leggings lover.
My leggings lover.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, now I gotta show you this gnarly ass print. This is the funniest shit. At $32.50. Oh my god. Some of these, the prints started getting ridiculous.
And then he'll do the same to you. It really is the golden rule.
Here it is. Okay.
Right here, so you guys regardless of what that was putting on, their I was just
First of all, why did this dress take a year? I did not understand this.
100 prints. Patrick was just doing whatever it could, regardless of what that was putting on, their employees. I was just trying to show the other designers tips to cheat the system. Like, okay, you made this art, take two things out of it, recolor it a different way, completely new art piece.
It became known to us that LuLaRoe made what I would call shit product. In fact, the uglier the better. It doesn't matter.
That's
they
awful.
Don't see it.
Wait, watch. Wait, some of these. One of them looks like a dick.
I actually know who made those prints, but little did I know this was gonna end up looking like a penis. So.
Oh!
Yes, it does!
It gets worse.
Hamburger print.
Oh, God.
Meant to direct you straight to the vagina, or what the vagina would look like. if it was
I've seen
hamburger.
leggings that do that.
Yeah,
I've seen them in person.
Just vaginas. Vaginas.
Oh.
All in the crotch area. They're all in the crotch area. They all just look like artistic vaginas. What is that?
What is
I
that?
don't even know what that is.
I'm going to put artistic vaginas on my bags.
You should.
It just kind of was always
I'd buy one.
production.
This is my artistic vagina bag.
Right? Ooh, if I make it into
Maybe-
a fanny pack, it could hang
Oh,
up there.
yeah.
Oh, maybe we should call our cult Artistic Vagina.
Oh, I like it.
Or we'll call it AV, just for short. Like, we'll know what it means.
Right.
Yeah, only we know.
Oh, that's some sweet ass shit right there.
Now, here's the thing. At this point, okay, because there was the lawsuit saying you can't just change this buyback policy.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the way this shit works.
Right.
Okay. Y'all sold people something. So they ended up settling with a whole bunch of people. A whole bunch of people have gotten out of it. I think at this point, there's like maybe a third or maybe only 25% of what they were at their height, right? But they are very much still in business. There are a ton of fucking lawsuits. But Mark and Deanne talk about in this interview that their philosophy on lawsuits is just to settle them. Like, they don't care.
I want to sue them for something.
I know. Can we figure it out? I don't know.
Well, let's go out and buy some leggings and then say that we were sexually harassed because we had artistic vagina pants.
There you go. Oh my God, that's perfect. We'll go out in public. We'll go into places where we'll go into sports bars,
and we'll
get sexually harassed.
I'll go to the gym. Right. I'll go to the gym and I'll do that machine where you go straight like that.
Right? Wearing those penis pants.
Yeah. And
then as people are staring at your crotch, like, what the fuck is that? You could be like, why the fuck are you staring at my crotch? Are you going to rape me?
Be like, I'm traumatized, and it's LuLaRoe's fault.
Right. Emotional damages.
There you go.
Right.
Intentional affliction of emotional distress.
Damn, we are so good at this.
Yeah, we are.
I think that we could make it stick.
Yep. I think so. Yeah. We could sell it.
Hell yeah.
I remember when we got in that car accident and you threw yourself out of the car yelling, "My pancreas!" when that van barely jumped our bumper.
Because he was all fucking coked up. He was like red and sweating. And
wait, was this a real thing?
Yeah. So me and Laura went to fucking Sonic one day.
Yeah.
And we were kind of taking that back way back from Sonic, like where you go by the
pro rodeo.
Yeah.
Thing. And she went to get onto the little
because that's right its own like little merge lane.
Yeah. So she was getting ready to go, and the guy behind us just bam hit us. Right. So
it was like that man barely tapped my
car. He gets out of the car. Dude is fucking just
tweaking,
and he's shaking all over. He's bright red, and he's just like, "Oh my God,
I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "It's okay." And then Tanya's dumbass she realized this dude is like out of his fucking mind. She throws herself out of the car and lands on the curb and is screaming, "My pancreas!" And this dude is like, "Oh God!" I'm like, she's lying. Calm down. This poor man is about to have a fucking heart attack.
I love it.
Because he thinks Tanya is serious. So obviously we know you can sell it.
Right.
And he's all coked up too, boy. He was
right. And I can be like, if the day comes that we have to go to trial, I can totally be the ignorant nitwit.
There you go. I think we got a caper here. I think we've got the beginnings of a caper. Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm going to put this in the episode, and I'm not cutting it out.
Well, I don't know. It's premeditative now if you do that, isn't it?
Cut it out.
Tanya's like, "What are you, stupid?"
I'm going online when we're done here to buy me some penis pants.
Oh, shit! Penis pants.
Ixnay on the Aper K.
I'm so intrigued now.
And there's one woman in the documentary. She very much is still involved in LuLaRoe. She still sells. She still does the Facebook lives, and and I kind of understand for her. Like she was a single mom living on assistance,
right.
And she got to take her the 5 people in her. I think it was like 5 people in her family. They got to move out of this 800 square foot apartment and get a 2,500 square foot house and room and cars. And I mean, one lady, this one lady was so fucking sad. The lady with the gastric bypass.
Yeah.
That was the moment that she was just like, what have I become?
Yeah.
This is weird. Her husband really was like, this is a scam. This is not going to work. He was trying, but the two of them they ended up getting a divorce. Her house was foreclosed on. She had bought 2 cars, and this was so sad. She literally got a license plate for her car that said like Lula 1 or Lula 2 or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. She wanted her husband's license plate to say Lula Bro. And her husband was like, "No.
Good.
Under no fucking circumstances are you putting this bullshit on my car." Okay? But then those cars got repossessed. Her house got foreclosed on. Her husband and her are getting a divorce. She can't afford more than just dinner of cheese and crackers on weeks that she doesn't have her kids. It destroyed her health. I mean, this woman literally lost everything. Everything. Because of this stupid company.
Leggings are evil.
Leggings are evil.
Moral of the story.
But honestly, guys, at one point at the beginning of the documentary, Mark says, if you want to amass large amounts of money, identify an underutilized resource. And he identified an underutilized resource as stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
He realized that giving them something else to do, like making them feel empowered and
taking control of their life and not feeling that I'm just a stay-at-home mom.
Exactly. They took advantage of that feeling.
Yeah.
I think that was like the whole thing behind like earlier pyramid schemes and companies was to kind of give stay-at-home moms like Avon and Tupperware. And,
right.
My mom had a friend, Bernie, who used to sell Avon, Tupperware, House of Lloyd. What was the other one? It was like house stuff. I mean, she sold everything. Everything, and she was always
the home interior.
Home interior,
that was it.
And candlelight and all that stuff.
Candlelight, that's right. That's what that was.
Yeah, she sold all that stuff, and because that was her dig, she was like.
But you don't remember like all of a sudden there being like 2 Avon ladies in town to all of a sudden 9,000 Avon ladies in town.
Right. Yeah, no, it never, because this was before the internet too, though.
Right. That's true.
I think because I'm sure something like Pampered Chef has seen an increase in the amount of representatives or whatever the fuck they call them. Right. But like Tupperware, Avon, stuff like that, the old school ones. But I think if the internet would have been around in the 70s, like Tupperware would have been, it probably would have been the same kind of deal.
Oh my God, they actually show a Tupperware commercial in the documentary. It's fucking hilarious. The girls get to catch up and meet new friends, and they get to pick out Tupperware. Tupperware parties are so much fun for you ladies. Like, it's so condescending. It's really funny.
That's the time we lived in. Like,
yeah.
That's the way it was.
But here's the lesson, guys. If you are, there are legitimate work from home opportunities, okay?
Yes.
If you are being asked to buy product and you are recruiting your competition, okay? If you're being told you need to buy this product, we know you haven't sold any of what you already ordered, but you need to order more, okay? That's not legit. Okay. Yeah. If you are only selling to the people that you have recruited, that's not legit. And if you're making more money on recruiting than selling, that is not legit. Okay. Just be conscious of these things.
And if you are going to work from home, I say make it something that you like doing, that you're passionate about. Like Jess is doing something that she's good at, that she has a passion for, that, that she's actually like, it's an actual thing, you know? But not, she took a flyer from somebody's windshield and now she's,
No, it's all just insanity straight out of my brain. I'm thinking about changing my motto for my car to be kick-ass custom handbags. Gotta attract more attention.
There you go. I really want us to I'm trying to figure out t-shirts for us. So that is the story of LuLaRoe. Honestly, I feel like that's going to be kind of our new Elizabeth Holmes at a certain point, because the company still exists. They're still they're still writing checks to get out of trouble and destroying lives. And yeah,
because there's a link on their website for becoming a representative.
You can still do it. Yeah. And honestly, the argument that so many people have, and even one made in the documentary, was, well, this isn't any different than what other MLM companies do. Exactly. And that's a problem. Right. And that needs to be looked at with legislation. Yeah. Like, addressing just one MLM isn't going to solve the problem.
Right.
As long as this is still legal, it's like I said earlier, just because it's legal doesn't mean it's right.
Right.
So just keep that in mind, people. Yeah. But that was our first in-person menage a trois here.
Woo, woo, woo. Oh, that's right, because our last one was online.
Exactly. We got to do this in person. This was fun. We should do this more often.
Well, and I was thinking about this on the way down here, because, I don't know, like, for you guys what your schedule and stuff is, but if we wanted to do, like, this, like, once a month or something, and we could do it to where we could record enough to have an enough episodes for like a few weeks or something. Like,
That's not a bad idea at all, especially when the baby comes. I don't want to be bugging you every week.
Oh, because I'm Avery's off on Saturdays and Sundays, and I'm assuming until football season starts back up, that we will be pretty, chill, because we have a while. The only thing I can foresee is in, I think, February. We're going to Florida.
Thank you so much for listening. Be smart with your money.
Yes.
Okay? Be smart with your time. All right?
Leggings are the devil.
There you go. And so until next time, I'm Laura Mack.
I'm Tanya Edwards.
I'm Jessica James.
Love your faces.
Smooches.
Keep it sane.
Like what you hear? Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes or your favorite podcasting platform. And follow us on our Facebook page by searching Q as in Cucumber. Don't forget to check out our other show, hosted by me and Jessica James, called The Parent Memoirs. And we want to hear from you. Share your stories by emailing us at qasIncucumber@yahoo.com, and you might just hear your stories on a future episode. Love your faces.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.